Leaked celebrity photos are sparking major concern about the safety of material stored in the cloud. The actress Jennifer Lawrence is among those that have had private images stolen and then posted online. The source of the leak is unknown, and it's not clear how widespread the hacking could be. The FBI says it's addressing the allegations, and Apple says it's investigating whether any of its iCloud accounts have been tampered with. Well, Robert Siciliano is an expert on identity theft with the online company Hotspot Shield. He joins us live now from Boston. Sir, thank you so much for joining us here on Al Jazeera. So what is the problem here? Is it something inherently, I guess, more dangerous about the cloud, or is it that people don't use it properly, as in it's our passwords that are getting hacked?
Yeah, it's generally the people not using it properly and their passwords getting hacked. You know, when you have a company like Apple that's spending millions on hardware and software and the information security professionals to make sure that their information, essentially our data, is protected on their networks, the path of least resistance generally becomes the consumer, or in this case, the celebrity.
But I guess it's still, I guess, perhaps more dangerous once they have your password. If you're then on the cloud, presumably they can access a lot more stuff than if you weren't on the cloud.
You know, what it boils down to is most consumers are using the same username and the same password for multiple accounts. So if you have the same password for your Facebook account and your Twitter gets hacked, then the bad guy can also get into your Facebook and vice versa. So when people are using all the same passwords for all different accounts and one account is compromised in some type of a data breach, the bad guys then go into each account and plug in that username and plug in that password, hoping to succeed, and generally they do.
I guess it's very complicated to have all sorts of different passwords and different account names, and people just forget. But what do you think, considering how useful really the cloud can be, what do you think is the step ahead here now? Do you think that people perhaps need to find a new way of accessing, you know, aside from passwords, or do you think people just need to learn how to use it properly?
What you're going to see on the horizon is more consumers using password managers that will allow them to utilize multiple passwords on multiple accounts, again, not using the same password. In addition to a password manager, they'll also start using two-factor or multi-factor authentication even more. That means that you get your username and your password, and then you get a text message to your mobile phone with a one-time password. So even if the bad guy has your username and password, they don't have your mobile and they can't get your one-time password. This makes your accounts that much more secure.
And is there anything else that people can do to protect themselves if they choose to keep material on the cloud?
Yeah. Well, it's important to make sure that your devices are secure, which means updating your antivirus, anti-spyware, anti-phishing, and a firewall. I work with McAfee, of course. That's a great product. And then making sure your wireless connection to the internet is also secured. Hotspot Shield is a VPN that does that for you. Whenever you're on free public Wi-Fi, you have to lock down your wireless network. And, of course, make sure your operating system is up to date and your browser is up to date.
I think this is going to be a wake-up call for a lot of people who use the cloud without possibly knowing all that detail. Robert Siciliano, thank you so much for joining us.